be a student.
Here, do you guys want to hold one of these? All right. Another mom. We're going to clear the spot space right up here in front. Step back with mom.
Respect for teachers!
Thank you.
All right, if you're holding a 10% sign, please line up in a straight line here. Look up. Make way. Make way for the guy coming up.
Elect a new school board, please!
We're working.
Right on.
Right, each of these 10% signs represents 10% of the wealth in the United States. Each person holding one of these signs represents 10% of the population of the United States. Let's go back to 1976 when I was 9 years old, the age my students are right now, my 4th and 5th graders. Back then, one person representing 10% of the population gets 50% of the wealth. So you 4 people need to pass yours down right there. You get to be the wealthy one. Look at that. She's got 10, 20, 30,
Whoa.
40, 50% of the wealth.
Go put it in the bank.
9 of you have to share the other 5. So the other 9 people, you need to come and gather around. The 9 of you need to share the 50% of wealth that's left to you. Now let's fast forward to today. Please pass her 4 more. No, wait, you have 5 right now, right? 3 more. She needs 3 more. She needs 80% of the wealth. The top 10% needs 80% of the wealth. There she is. Hey, she worked hard.
Hey, throw us a crumb. I'll take your
These
crumbs.
people all worked as hard as she did. You could have that much wealth too, right? So, the other 9 of you, you got to share 2. So sorry, you only got 2, you got 20%. So we've got 90% of the population here sharing 20% of the wealth. She doesn't have enough there. You get all those too. There you go. So we've got 10% of the population controlling 80% of the wealth. We have 90% of the population controlling 20% of the wealth. Now her right arm is going to become the top 1%. So please put 4 of those posters in one hand. The top 1% gets 4 of those. So her right hand gets 40% of the wealth, representing 1% of the population gets 40%. Now let's feel bad for the 2 to 10% because they only get the other 40%. They're probably like, talking their 1%. And these folks over here, the other 9 people sitting here, have 20% of the overall wealth. This is an incredibly wealthy country. Our schools are being tactful. Our workers, state workers are being laid off, city workers, and middle class workers. And so these banks can have bailouts. Chase Bank pays no state income tax in Washington. Because they bought Washington Mutual for pennies on the dollar. Now Washington Mutual had a tax break because it was a homegrown bank. I don't agree with their tax break either, but at least it made sense. They were a homegrown bank, and all the profits for Washington Mutual stayed in Washington State, and that was the idea that they're creating jobs. All the owners of the banks are here, the shareholders are here, and the money stays in Washington State. So they were given a tax break where they don't pay any state taxes on their mortgage interest income. JP Morgan Chase, on the other hand, is from Wall Street. They got to buy Washington Mutual for pennies on the dollar, started foreclosing on Washington State citizens, but they also get the local bank loophole to not pay any local state taxes to Washington State. And if they did, our classrooms wouldn't be packed full, our state workers wouldn't be laid off, our parks and beaches wouldn't be getting shut down, our roads would not be in disrepair, we would not have a 9% jobless rate. It's about time that they pay their fair share. Now I'm teaching my students about the French Revolution right now, but I want to let that top 1%, 10% know, we don't want to come for your heads. We just want our money back.
That's right. Wow. You tell it.
Woo! Yesterday, our state governor announced that we are going to be entering a special session of the legislature at the end of November, on November 28th, to reopen the budget for this year and cut another $1 billion from education. They're going to cut the health care program that is the only source of health care for hundreds of thousands of people in Washington State. They're going to cut the money from the class size reduction initiative, and so we know the class sizes are going to go up, the job programs are going to disappear, the health care is going to be gone. And today I walked into this Chase Bank here to give the bank manager a test on the impact of his bank not paying taxes in Washington State. I'm sorry to say that failure to take a test results in failure of the test. I'm also sorry to say that the officer said that I would be under arrest. He told me I was under arrest until I got out here and let me walk. But we know where the real criminals are.
Yeah, we do.
The real criminals are sitting in boardrooms behind this bank. The real criminals are sitting in boardrooms up on Wall Street. The real criminals are sitting in Olympia, cutting the budget from our kids, cutting the budget from our health care, cutting the budget over and over again. And so this battle is just beginning. We know that when teachers band together, we have a powerful voice. We know that when students band together, you all have a powerful voice. We know that when workers of all kinds get together and say they've had enough, we're at the beginning of a new social movement, and we won't stop until that money gets back. It's time to march.
Having a counter, Chase, close your account.
Shame on Chase!
Shame on Chase. Shame on Chase. Shame on Chase.
Shame on Chase!
Shame on Chase.
Shame on Chase! Shame on Chase!
Shame on Chase!
Shame on Chase! Shame on Chase!
Join the next bank.
Shame on Chase! Shame on
Union
Chase!
Chase.